Aloha and welcome to this episode of the Hawaii Smooth Jazz Connection. I am your host, Gwendolyn Harris. My guest today is an internationally acclaimed saxophonist musician who began his musical journey at the age of 4 when he was given a saxophone by contemporary jazz artist Kenny G at a concert he was attending with his parents. He has played with many artists such as CeeLo Green, Anthony Hamilton, Brian Culberson, Lionel Richie, Bette Midler, Jeff Lorber, Foreplay, Kim Waters, and the list goes on. He is known as the last sax player to perform and record with the amazing and phenomenal artist Prince. This artist is climbing to the top. I am so happy to have him here today. Please let's welcome Mr. Adrian Crutchfield to the show. Aloha, Adrian.
I need to get you to record that for me so I can use it.
You want me to record it for you? I can do that too.
I'm gonna put it in my show.
I can record that for you. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well. Thank you so much for being here with us today. First time I saw you was a few years ago
Mhm.
when you were here with Brian Culberson, and I call him my man, but Brian Culberson here in Hawaii at Blue Note. And that was the first time that I saw you perform. And when I tell you it was fire,
Oh,
it was fire. You
thank
are
you.
something else on stage.
I appreciate it.
Dynamic, 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 dynamic. So tell us, I know I said how you kind of got your start, but how'd you get into the music business?
Well, I mean, it's like you said. I was always into music.
Hmm.
I was that kid, that weird kid that I had records before. Like, I had as many, well, not as many, but I had records along with toys.
Uh-huh.
Like, I had vinyls. My first vinyl was Peter Pan on vinyl, and then my second one was Dumbo. And so I liked records, and I used to get in trouble because I would try to, spin the records and mess up my mama's needle.
Uh,
Uh, but but no, I mean, I was just always into music, and in our family, we listened to everything: Luther Vandross, Anita Baker, the list goes on. And so when we had to go to that concert, it was because my parents couldn't find a babysitter for me, so they had to take me with them. And they
uh-huh.
didn't at that time they didn't charge an extra ticket for kids. You just
Hmm.
go. And Kenny G, we were sitting on the floor level, and he was playing, and he saw me, and he thought that it was really strange that there was a child at a jazz concert. So he stopped and he asked my parents to bring me to the stage, and they did. And he asked me a few questions, and then he gave me a wind synthesizer, which is the one you'll see in the picture. Uh,
Hmm.
that's the Casio wind synth that he gave me, and that started, that kind of snowballed into me being. It was like an omen in my town. I'm from Roanoke, Virginia, and in my
Wow.
town, that was like an omen that I was going to be an entertainer. So every concert that came through Roanoke after that for the next like 2 years, my family took me, and I got to go backstage and meet whoever, Karen White, Barry White, MC Hammer, Boys to Men, whoever came, I got to meet them. So it was great.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now, do you play any other instruments?
Yes, you have to. You have to. I encourage everybody to play as many instruments as they can and try to, not necessarily master them because you never master anything, but just get proficient enough to express yourself and to develop a love and a passion for the instrument. I play all woodwinds, or not all, but most woodwinds, saxophone, flute, clarinet. Um, I also play piano. Um, I play percussion. I can play drums, not very well, but I can play enough. Uh, so yeah, I just try to pick up the two things that really challenge me that I haven't really been able to do yet are brass and stringed instruments. So frets and valves terrify me.
I'm pretty sure you're going to learn.
One
Uh,
day I'll get it. I'll get
are
it. I
you
think
sure
my next one's gonna be harmonica or melodica. I want to learn one of those.
you
Or
want to
what's
play
it called?
that?
Chromatica. Yeah, I want to learn those things.
Now, you are the last saxophonist to work with the amazing artist Prince.
Yes.
What did you learn by working with him that you apply to your career today?
Ooh, everything. Working with Prince, anybody will tell you this. Any of the guys that worked with him, Marcus, Mike Phillips, Maceo, Candy, any of them will tell you. Greg Boyer, they will all tell you that working with Prince, when you go in working with Prince, you already think you're a professional, but he will flip all of that upside down and inside out, and you will learn all over again what it means to be a professional. And so I am eternally grateful to Prince for everything that I learned under his wing and just from watching him, and even things that he would literally just tell me. Um, I mean, I can't put a value on that. It's so invaluable that I just don't know how to tell people what that means to me. So the only thing I can say is, from for the rest of my life, I will make sure that I pay homage to him because of what he invested into me and into my brothers and sisters.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, because you were part of that group. From what I was reading something, you were part of like the founding group of the NPG Horns.
Yes. So Prince always had horn sections,
Hmm.
but the pride of the MPG horns is that we were the only one that we were the dancing horn section that everybody remembers, and we
Yes,
were large. It was 11 of us,
yes.
so it was a big band. And yes, I was one of the founding members and the last member. you know,
Wow.
so it was a great ride, great experience. I learned a lot from each of those guys. Shout outs to Marcus Anderson and BK Jackson and Phil Lassiter and Roy Ag and Steve Reed and Sly Onyejiaka, all the guys. I mean, we just had such a great time being able to actually orchestrate Prince music and make it, because that's what he called it. He called it the MPG Orchestra
Hmm.
when it was the horns and the band. So
Yes.
we were able to do a lot of orchestration, and it really just made us top notch. I loved every minute of it.
Think you'll have like a little reunion or something with the guys?
One day, I hope so. It's going to be really hard to get everybody in one place, but I will say this: we do a tribute every year in Minneapolis. We didn't get to do it this year, of course, but
Uh-huh.
we try to do one every year in Minneapolis. It was originally in April. Now we do it in June, or the plan
Hmm.
was to move it to June around his birthday. So if anybody ever wants to come to Paisley Park, that's the time to do it. Is during what we call celebration. I mean, it's just a great experience.
You
Uh,
might see me there. You might
Come
see me.
on,
You
come
might
hang.
see me.
And it's gonna be in June, so the weather will be good.
Right. Now, you've
Yeah,
also performed with CeeLo Green. Now, just
yeah.
recently,
Hmm.
you were on the BET Soul Train Awards, which was phenomenal.
Oh,
Now,
it
my
was amazing.
question to you, my
Hmm.
question to you is, how was that experience? Because everything was a little bit different. There wasn't a big audience.
Yeah,
I was reading up on it about the safety precautions for you guys uh, getting ready for that. You had to do COVID tests every day.
every day. Um,
Wow.
it was very very scary because since March, I haven't really, outside of doing a live stream here and there, I haven't done any real public interaction with anybody. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't see anyone but my mama, and that's just to make sure she's okay. I don't, I'm a hermit, so I've literally gone introvert. I don't go outside. I don't even go. I haven't been to a grocery store since March. I get my groceries
Really?
delivered. Everything is delivered to my door. They leave, and then I come out and I spray down everything with my mask and my gloves, and I make sure everything's sanitary, and then I bring it in, and it's a whole thing. So going to Los Angeles was very scary for me, but I knew I needed to get back into the saddle, and I needed to take a shot, and I wasn't gonna leave CeeLo out hanging like that. That's family. He's actually my cousin. He's married. He was married into my family at one point. So
Oh,
uh,
really?
that's how I met him, and so I wasn't gonna leave him out like that. But we had a great time, and I got to hand it to Soul Train Awards and the administrators. They did a great job with safety protocols. We literally had chaperones, like people that were in the room with us, like when we did rehearsals.
Uh
There
huh.
were people there making sure that you were wearing your mask, wearing your face shield. sanitizing, everything. Every 5 minutes they come by with sanitizer and make you wash your hands. The only time you were permitted to not have your mask on was Marcus and I when we were actually playing the horns because we can't play the horns with mask on. But
Right.
they did everything they could, and I was really impressed with it. And again, like I said, if you tested positive or if you had a fever, even you were not going to get into the building. So it was a great experience. As far as the performances, I really enjoyed the show. I think that the production was great. I think I think it was the best production show I've seen out of any of the award shows, uh, in a long time. Like just the overall production, it was a production, and I was really, really proud of it.
Now let's talk about your costume because that was a Native American costume, and
Yeah,
it was something else. It
I
was
was
something else.
I was shaking the tail feather, but yeah, it was so my CeeLo's fiance Shani. Shout outs to Shani. Shani is our stylist, and she kind of put that whole look together for us. And we brought in our own little trinkets, that would match what CeeLo had. So the suede jacket was mine. She and the moccasins were mine. She put the rest of it together. The pants, she had the exact matching pants. The hat was actually the hat belonged to Marcus Anderson. Uh,
Mhm.
he was not happy that I got to wear it and he didn't. But yeah, I told him, I said, man, I'll make this hat look good, so don't worry about it. I got to wear my hair in pigtails, and I actually got to wear some facial hair. I never wear facial hair, so um, it was fun, and we had a great time. And like I said, we looked good. I think that we brought the party to that set. Everybody had a great performance, but nobody had that party feel like CeeLo did. So it
Because
was.
it was partying. Y'all were partying on that stage. I was partying right here at the house watching you guys. Now, now somebody sent me a friend of mine texted me this question earlier, and
Yeah,
they wanted to know there are other musicians who play the saxophone. What sets your sound apart from the other saxophonists?
it's simple. It's just saxophone is like a voice. So it's not necessarily about what sets my sound apart. It's just
Hmm.
that, you know, if you listen closely enough to any sax player, you will hear their voice. When you hear Kenny G, you know it's Kenny G. When you hear Kim Waters, you know it's Kim Waters. When you hear Boney James, you know it's Boney James. When you hear Gerald Albright, you know it's Gerald Albright. And that's not just with sax players. When you hear Brian Culberson, you know it's Brian Culberson. When you hear Jeff Lorber, you know it's Jeff Lorber. So I guess what sets me apart is just my sound, my essence. Um, and for some people, like for fans, the reason why you're a fan of a specific artist is because their essence resonates with you in a certain way that others don't. And so I guess that's what people find in my music, is my essence. And I guess that's if that answers your question, that's what sets us apart from other players.
And it's true. It's true because I can tell the distinct sound from you, like you say, you, Boney James, Kenny. I can tell the sounds. You
It's
can
just like
tell who's
singing.
who.
It's just like singing. You know the difference between Justin Timberlake and Brian Culberson. I mean, Brian McKnight, not Brian Culberson. You know
Brian
the difference
McKnight,
between
yes.
Justin and Brian McKnight. It's the same thing with
Hmm.
sax player.
Now I pretty much know what you're going to say to me when I ask you this because, as you know, this pandemic has pretty much put a stop to all of you guys entertaining and everything. What
Yes.
have you done to get through this? What have you been doing during this pandemic?
What do you think I'm gonna say? I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. I've been writing, practicing, working on new music. I
it,
already know, but
it, it's such a
gotta
plethora
ask
of
you.
things. I mean, first of all, I gotta say, like, I'm so thankful that I have in my home. I have a recording. I have my own home studio. Like, I live in a loft. I live in a loft apartment, and the whole loft I dedicated to music. So I can literally. I think it's important, even when you look at the homeschooling with kids now. They're doing this thing in their bedrooms or in their kitchen, and mentally it can be draining because it's the same environment that they're used to being in all the time for something else.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? So basically with these kids, when they have to go to sleep, it's hard because they're going to sleep essentially in the same environment as their classroom. Or when they have to be up and be ready for school and be paying attention, they can't focus because this is the same place where they play with their toys at. So I'm really thankful to have this because I have everything I need to be creative. And what I've been doing to keep busy is doing exactly that, being creative, trying to write, learning new technology so that I can do this, so I can perform this way, and so I
Mm-hmm.
can stay safe. And also so I can have my voice heard and take advantage of this off time that we have right now, by creating new music. And I think everybody's trying to do that. But the reality is a lot of musicians don't have the privilege, or what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have this. They don't
They don't
have
have what you
a
have, the
creative
studios.
space.
Mm-hmm.
They have to go somewhere because they have
Mm-hmm.
families and they have, small spaces or whatever, so, if you have kids, I don't have kids, but if you have kids, every space in the house that's not taken is dedicated to them. Playroom, game room, study room, uh, you
Yes.
know, everything. Even your bedroom is their room. If you got kids, your bedroom has toys in it, so it's their room. So you don't have any space.
Yeah, my
So,
daughter tells me that all the time because she's got my grandsons and she's just got everything. All
oh
the
yeah,
grandkids are in
oh
her
yeah.
room. So
Yep. That's it. So like I'm just really thankful to have this and have this creative space, because when I'm here, it's great because I don't think about it like I'm in my house. I think like I'm in my office or I'm in my
mhm,
workspace. So
which is awesome.
it really goes by, time flies. I can be up here all day. It kind of reminds me of Paisley Park, because at Paisley Park, if you ever get the chance, I don't know if you've ever been to Paisley Park.
No, but it's on my bucket list.
Okay, so any of you guys out there who have been to Paisley Park, once you go in, there's no clocks and there's no windows. So, and there's a reason for that, because when you go in there, it's a whole nother world, and so you don't want to be distracted by time, and or any kind of other distractions. And so I have that here. Luckily, I have a skylight, so I do get some sun,
Hmm.
but I still, I'm not distracted, and so I'm just really, I love it. So that's what I do. I'm either in here making music or learning new technology, or I'm downstairs watching Netflix or playing video games. That's my life now. Everything.
Nice, nice, and hopefully that'll be over soon so that you can,
Yeah.
get back on the road.
Oh yeah.
Um, you have collaborated with already a lot of people.
Yes,
Who
ma'am.
would you like to collaborate with next? Who's on your bucket list to collaborate with?
Oh man, there's a lot, and also they're not real. I mean, anybody.
Hmm.
I love making music, and I don't care who it's gonna be with. I've developed over this whole quarantine thing. I've actually developed a great friendship with Dave Kaz, and I'm looking forward to working with him. We were supposed to do the cruise this year, and the cruise got postponed till 2022. So hopefully we'll be able to do that then. I was also supposed to work with Sinbad. Um, and we're praying for him.
Yes.
He's in recovery right now, so that's great. Thank God. But he's a funky man. He's a musical man. I'm also working a lot with Tommy Davidson, who's also a very musical person that nobody really realizes is musical.
Really?
Yes, Tommy can sing. He's great. He's a great singer. Um, so I mean, it really doesn't matter. I love music. I mean, unconditionally. I just love this. I love what I do. And it doesn't. I mean, if it's a 5-year-old kid or the next big superstar, I don't care as long as we're doing something fun. So whoever. If I had to pick somebody, I just really don't know. I don't know. I'd love to work with Stevie Wonder again. That'd be great.
Oh.
Yeah, I've played with him a few times, via Prince,
Uh huh.
but never been a part of his band. That would be fun.
Speaking
Uh,
into existence. Speaking
yeah,
into existence.
yeah. It's only a
Well,
matter of time.
since you love playing so much, don't you want to play for us today?
Sure, sure. I'll play.
Yes.
I got my horn. I got a new single that I put out in October called "Go Girl," and
Nice.
yeah, and it's all about the ladies. We live in a time where, uh, you know, we're just in the right time for women right now. Women are doing it. We got a female vice president, a
Yes.
black female vice president coming. You know, it's
Yes,
gonna
we do.
it's
And
time to party. So
while
I
Adrian's getting set up, for those of you that have not seen Adrian perform, you have to see him perform. Go to YouTube and see some of his YouTube videos. He is just something else. He's a performer. He's a performer. That's why I can't
I
wait
try.
to go see him live again.
I try. All right, so I'm gonna play my new single "Go Girl" for you.
Okay.
Oop. All right, here it goes.
Yes.
Can you hear it? Shout outs to Theowani, my mouthpiece company. Let's go, girl.
Get it, Adrian. Get it, get it, get it. Yes. Yes. That is awesome.
Thank
Now
you.
I got to put that right up there with Lover now.
Oh yeah, it's going to be on the same record. So I'm trying to cater to the ladies. It's all about the ladies now.
I'm just sitting here grooving, jamming.
Thank
Now you
you.
need to be on stage. Now you need to get back live. We need to hurry up this
We gotta
pandemic.
go.
This
I'm
this
actually doing a.
pandemic.
I'm gonna do a Christmas. I'm gonna do a Christmas live stream on the 20th. If you want to come and hang out.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
it'll
hear
be.
that, everybody?
I'm doing a live
20th.
stream on the 20th, just playing Christmas music. I'll put it up on my page and I'll send it to you
Okay.
so you have the information.
All right. That's awesome because I can put in a group and make sure I spread the word for you. Most
Perfect.
definitely. Now, there are so many artists, new artists that are up and coming,
Yeah.
right? What advice would you give to the new artists that are coming into the industry, especially now with this pandemic?
Oh man, there's a lot. I think that no matter what, your experience is always going to be your experience. There's nothing that I can tell you that will change necessarily change your experience or make my experience is never going to be your experience. You have to make your own experience. And so all I could say is just to stay true to yourself. If this is what you want to do it, but do it to its full capacity. Don't don't half step. So if you want to be an artist, and don't be ashamed of it. Don't be ashamed of anything that you feel or anything that you want to express. Do it, and do it with passion. No matter what. Because if you look at all the artists that we admire, at some point they were ridiculed, at some point they were made fun of, and they stuck with it, and look where it got them. Um, Most of the time, the people who pick on us for those things are usually insecure or jealous that they couldn't do it themselves, or they didn't have the courage to do it themselves. So all I could say is, one, have courage to do it, and just do it full out. And two, do it the right way. So always do your homework and make sure you know what you're doing, so that when somebody does come and try to critique you or call you out, you're confident enough to know that you did what you needed to do the right way. And if you don't do it the right way, learn.
That's excellent. That is excellent advice. Excellent advice. What I know you've got a few things that you're growing on in the pot, going on. Anything that people can put on the calendars right now to come see you? We got the 20th coming up.
The
You're
20th, that's the big one, is the
mm-hmm.
20th, my Christmas special. And it's gonna be something really cool. I'm gonna be playing Christmas songs, just setting the mood for you and your family. Um, and then on the 30th, on the 31st, actually, New Year's Eve, I will be performing in a segment with the Rude Boys. You know the group
Okay.
Rude Boys. So we're doing a show for the UK. So
Okay.
it'll be and it's up online.
I saw that. I saw
Yeah,
that.
it's up online. But I'll be a guest artist with the Rude Boys, or I'll do my own segment, and I'm doing a '90s themed party set, a 30-minute '90s themed party set. So all my favorite '90s songs: Tevin Campbell, Tamia, Brandy. I'm gonna play all of that stuff, and it'll be around, since it's for the UK. So if you're in the UK, it'll be right at midnight. If you're over here, I think Eastern Standard Time, it's 8 p.m. I think that would be 3 for you guys in Hawaii.
I think
I'm not
so.
sure. Yeah.
I think so.
So other than that, I'm just here waiting for the time to come where I can come back to Hawaii and
Yes.
get my family discounts everywhere, and go to the beach. I don't go to. You got to understand. I don't go. I don't like the beach
Well, you're gonna have
unless.
to go when you come back to
Well,
Hawaii
you know what
for
I'm saying.
sure.
I don't like the beach unless I'm in Hawaii. I don't. I like it there, but I don't when I'm. We don't have those kind of beaches over here.
Okay, really, you're too much. Really quick, because our time is ending.
Yes.
Where can people go to find out about your music and to find out anything else they want to about you?
Very easy. Anywhere on social media. So Instagram is at Real Good Sax. Twitter is Good Sax. Facebook is my name, Adrian Crutchfield. And I have websites. They're very easy. My name, adriancrutchfield.com. Or if you have trouble remembering or spelling my name, I have an easier one. And it's just I love good sax.com. And
Okay.
it can't get any easier than that.
You hear that, everybody, right? You hear that. You hear that. Any questions, you can contact me and I'll send you the info.
All
Okay.
right.
But Adrian, I thank you so much for being here, with us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are just a true gem. You are phenomenal.
No,
You're
thank you for
amazing.
having me. Anytime,
You
anytime. I'll
you
come.
are
I love you.
amazing.
Thank
And
you.
to my viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. ThinkTech Hawaii is going to be taking a break for the holidays, but I will be back on January the 6th. So until then, happy holidays, stay safe, and stay blessed. Aloha.